Hi everybody, this is Hope with HopeYoder.com with Craft and Cut Fundamental Video 9, where we're going to talk about drawing and using the drawing lines for freehand, the Bezier, the close tool, editing, joining shapes, and centering to the artboard. So let's go ahead and get started. In our workspace, you have your line tool, and if you click on the drop-down menu, you have drawing a straight line, the pen, and the Bezier tool. So you can work with your grid on or off. You can also right click in the preference areas and show grid, snap to grid. You can also snap to guidelines and snap to anchor. So in this video we'll show snap to grid and snap to guidelines. So I'm going to select just as the line tool, and I can snap next to the grid line. So if I'm somewhere close, I can just snap or click wherever I want to go. And let's say I want to come to the end. I've got that. Now I can right click and I've made this beautiful shape, right? So we'll fill it in with color, and you can see this shape is quite lovely. But one of the things that you can do as well is, once you have the shape done, right click and left click on Simplify Smoothen, and you have all of these different filters, and click OK just to see how it's smoothed out. So before, you can see the sharp angle here, and after I smoothened it made some changes. You also have outline to path, and when you do that, you've got some other options available to you. So that's using just the draw line tool. So let me delete this and get a fresh new page. And now we can drop down on the arrow, and then you have a pen. So with a pen, you're going to hold down your mouse and draw whatever you want. So let me undo this. Actually, we'll right click to generate the shape. Let me try this again. So you could use this to write your name if you wanted to. And again, I'm holding down my mouse as I am using the drawing tool. When you're done, right click, and here's my name. Done quite lovely again. And so with that, you've got the drawing tools. If I want to smoothen it, because obviously I didn't do such a great job, you don't see much difference in the handwriting tool. And then you've got your Bezier, and with this you create different points that I can right click, and then you've got your shaping tools. So here, if you go back into shape, then you can alter that however you want by getting dragging your mouse to get maybe the shape that you wanted with that. So there's another shape. Now this shape is not closed. If I wanted to have the shape closed, over here is the Close Shape tool. So I could select this item and then close the shape. So notice it has to be selected in the Layers window. Now something else, when I select it, here's a newer update. We have some of the editing tools. So let me go back over here. When I select it, this little icon is an editing tool, and this is a shortcut. So for instance, if I didn't like that angle, I could right click and delete the point. I could right click and delete this point to get a better shape. I could also use the anchor point to get a different type of a shape. So let's fill that in. So there's many ways to get the shape that you want. Now if you want to center this to the artboard, you're going to select the shape, and let's just draw another shape real quick. I'm going to right click, select it, close the shape, and if I wanted to take both of these, then I could use my centering tools. So this centers it to the rulers, and then you have center on top of each other. So you can use your different alignment tools for that. So with this, you've got a lot of options to draw. So I hope you've enjoyed how to use the drawing lines. Oh, one more thing. Let me show you. Let's go to a new page. And sometimes you want to snap to grid like we just did, but sometimes I just want to use rulers. And if I wanted to make my own shape, I'm left clicking in the ruler and dragging down. So I could create angles or lines or rulers where I want to click. So by right clicking in this area, we'll get rid of snap to grid. And now I'll get rid of snap to anchors because we have another video on that. You can also find this in the grid setting. So I'm going to snap to guidelines rather than the grid. So I'll just grab the straight line, and I can kind of do here to my guideline. So if I'm close, it's going to get me right to that area. So I could make any shape that I wanted, and it will snap to those grid lines. I'll right click to finish the shape. Let's fill this with color, which it really isn't going to fill too much with color. Let me unfill it and see what happened here. So with this shape, it isn't closed. So if you zoom in again, you've got an open area here. And so to close that, select the shape and select the close shape icon. And I've used the grid lines to create another shape. Hope you've enjoyed the Drawing Lines Fundamental video.